Hey, what's going on, guys? It's me, the Simpsons everything. Today we are talking about The Simpsons Season 1. Now the thing about Season 1 is it has that kinda classic feel to it. Warning, this video contains spoilers. Now in this review I am going to review each episode in Season 1. So the first episode is the Christmas special. Also, fun fact, that wasn't supposed to be the original first episode. Instead, episode 13, Some Enchanting Evening, was supposed to be the first one, but the animation crew was far from ready. Roll the clip.
You know, Maggie, this is my favorite time of the day. Just you and me making a hearty breakfast for the rest of the family, stoking their little furnaces for the busy day ahead. And you know what else I like about the wee hours of the morn? This is our time to be together. Oh, I dread the day when you realize you're a separate human being. Oh, listen, Maggie. I think I hear those sleepyheads now.
With the possibility of showers later tonight. And now to our
Hey,
own
where's
pie
the
in
Frosty
sky,
Krusty
Bill Pye
Flakes?
in the KBBL traffic copter. So come on in, Bill.
Bad news, drivers!
But there's hearty oatmeal, and fresh squeezed OJ, and whole wheat toast.
Rubbernecking and melon wrestling going on, so expect delays up to 3 hours. Meanwhile,
Hey,
over
donuts!
on Main Street,
Bart,
traffic
there's
is
one
slow.
left and it's
Back
mine.
to the Springfield Arts and Crafts Festival on Beach Street. And there's a multiple fender bender outside the
Rod, Dad!
Clear if I were you. And now here's a traffic update. There's still an overturned melon truck on the interstate.
Whoops. Don't want to go to work in my shorts.
Uh-oh, school bus! Hey, cool your jets, man. We're coming.
Still 3 hours. Meanwhile, over on the southbound Main Street...
You forgot the special lunches I made.
That's okay, Mom. We got money.
Now just a darn...
This is Bill Pye, your pie in the sky, saying goodbye.
Well, Maggie, it's just you and me again.
Talk 24 hours a day. If you'd like to share your embarrassing problem with our listening audience, we invite you to call our therapist to the airwaves, Dr. Marvin Monroe. Our number is 555-PAIN. Don't be afraid. Call now.
Hello, I'd like to talk to Dr. Monroe.
First name, age, problem.
I'm Marge, 34, and my problem is my husband. He doesn't listen to me. He doesn't appreciate me. I don't know how much more of this I can...
Hey, lady, save your whining for when you're on the air, okay? Okay, let's see. Next we have Marge. She's 34. Your husband is a selfish pig, and you deserve him. If he doesn't start loving, you're leaving.
Rubber baby, buggy bumper babysitting service.
Hello, this is Mr. Sampson.
Did your wife just call a second ago?
No, I said Sampson, not Simpson.
Thank God. Those Simpsons, what a bunch of savages. Especially that big ape father.
Actually, the Simpsons are neighbors of ours, and we found them to be a quite misunderstood and underrated family.
Right.
Mom, you look so glamorous.
Well, tonight is a very special night. Your father is taking me out for dinner and dancing.
Dad dances?
Like an angel.
Oh.
Bye, kids. Watch out for the boy.
Bye now. Be good. Gotta go.
Papa. Papa, 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 papa.
Come, children, let's go watch the happy little elves.
You know, Marge, this is just like when we were dating.
Except for one thing. No chaperone.
Oh.
The babysitter bandit has left a trail of her daring nighttime robberies across the continental United States. She could be lurking anywhere, about to descend upon another house full of unsuspecting dupes.
Wow.
In a moment, we will show you a picture of the real babysitter bandit, Miss Lucille Botsukowski. Remember, she may be using a clever alias.
Bots.
And should be considered armed and dangerous.
Ah! Ah!
Wasn't that cool, guys? Imagine if that was the first episode, though we wouldn't have known the characters' names because it doesn't mention enough them. That's why I think the first episode was better than the pilot. But anyways, the first episode is about Homer not getting his Christmas bonus and how Bart gets a tattoo. Then Marge spends all the Christmas money saved up in the jar. But Homer doesn't want to admit he doesn't have a Christmas bonus, so he gets a job being a Santa but only make $13, so he bets it in a dog race but loses, and the dog, being Santa's little helper, gets thrown out of being in the dog races anymore, and Santa's little helper runs into Homer's arms, and that's how they got Santa's little helper. Then Homer tells the family he didn't get his Christmas bonus, but no one cares because they got a dog. That was episode 1. Episode 2, Bart the Genius, is about how Bart cheats on a test by taking Martine's paper by changing the names and ends up being moved to a different school, but Bart wants to move back to his old school, so he tells on himself. Episode 3, Mrs. Crabapple takes Bart's class on a field trip to the Springfield nuclear power plant, where everybody watches as Homer crashes an electric cart into a cooling vent and is fired. Homer searches for a new job without success. Feeling like a failure, he writes a note to his family and decides to commit suicide by attaching a boulder to himself and jumping off a bridge. Lisa finds Homer's note and alerts the family. They hurry to the bridge to save him, but they are almost run over by a speeding truck. Homer pulls them to safety just in time, and he is suddenly filled with a new reason to live, to place a stop sign at a dangerous intersection. After successfully petitioning the city council, Homer embarks on a public safety crusade that involves placing speed bumps and warning signs throughout the town. Unsatisfied with his own efforts, Homer takes on the biggest danger in Springfield, the nuclear power plant. After Homer rallies people to his cause, Mr. Burns decides to end the furor he is creating by offering him a new position as the plant safety inspector, along with a higher salary. Homer, torn between his principles and his livelihood, tearfully tells his followers that they must fight their battles alone from this point on, and takes the job. Episode 4, Homer takes his family to a company picnic organized by his boss, Mr. Burns, and hopes they will not embarrass him. After Bart, Lisa and Marge all misbehave, Homer is embarrassed by their behavior. Later on, he notices that Burns is drawn to a normal family that treats one another with respect and shows his blatant disgust for his own family. Homer wonders why he is cursed with a troubled family who misbehave and disrespects anyone, especially after the man from the normal perfect family admits he pities Homer. Determined to improve his family's behavior, Homer attempts to get them to sit at the table properly, which goes awry as the family prefers to eat while watching TV. When Marge, Bart and Lisa claim there's nothing wrong with them, he decides to prove to them that there is something wrong. He takes them on a tour of the neighborhood, peeking through living room windows to observe how happy families spend time together. The rest of the Simpsons are unnerved by Homer's sudden rash behavior along with unnecessarily spying on their neighbors, and retreat quickly back to the safety of their own home. Depressed by the outing, he stops by Moe's Tavern for a drink. After getting into a small fight with Barney, Homer later sees a commercial for Dr. Marvin Monroe's Family Therapy Center. Dr. Monroe guarantees family bliss or double your money back. This gives Homer an idea to improve his family's behavior. Homer makes an appointment at the clinic and pawns the family television in order to afford the $250 fee, to the others' frustration. In the waiting room, Homer silences their claims that nothing is wrong with the family before Dr. Monroe calls them in. He first asks them to draw a picture of the source of their problems. Bart, Lisa, and Marge all draw Homer, while Homer becomes distracted and draws an airplane in flight. When Homer becomes angry and tries to attack with a lamp, Dr. Monroe gives them a set of padded mallets with which to work out their aggression on each other. The exercise fails as Bart pulls the padding off his mallet and hits Dr. Monroe in the knee with the handle. Dr. Monroe finally resorts to aversion therapy, wiring the family members to an electric generator so that they can deliver shocks to one another. The Simpsons shock each other so many times, they damage the generator, the other patients flee the building and the city suffers a brownout, much to Mr. Burns' joy as the increasing usage of energy means more money for the power plant. Dr. Monroe finally gives up and tells the family to leave. Before kicking the family out, Dr. Monroe pays Homer $500 to keep him from telling anyone that he brought his family to the clinic. With a fresh sense of unity, the Simpsons decide to use the money to replace their television. Episode 5 Bart gets into a fight with Nelson Muntz, the school bully, while defending Lisa and the cupcakes that she baked for Miss Hoover's birthday party. Nelson beats up Bart after school and warns him to expect the same treatment the following day. At home, Marge consoles and encourages Bart to reason with Nelson. Homer urges Bart to bend the rules and fight dirty. Taking Homer's advice, Bart does so, but is beaten up again. Bart turns to the toughest member of the Simpson family, Grandpa Simpson, who introduces Bart to Herman, the crazed one-armed proprietor of an army surplus store. He instructs Bart on military tactics, then Bart declares war on Nelson and his sidekicks. Bart enlists Nelson's other victims, including the bulk of his friends and classmates, in his army and trains them for combat. Herman commands from Bart's treehouse as Bart leads his forces into battle. Ambushing Nelson and his sidekicks, they commence saturation bombing with water balloons. Nelson's thugs surrender, and Nelson is taken prisoner. He threatens to beat up Bart as soon as he is untied. Herman drafts the Armistice Treaty, which states that Nelson will retain his position and name, but will not hold any actual power. Bart and Nelson sign the treaty. Afterward, Marge enters with cupcakes, and peace prevails. Episode 6 Lisa's family attempts to cheer her up when she becomes depressed. Episode 7 Homer and Bart go for help when the Simpsons camper breaks down in the woods. Homer is mistaken for Bigfoot. Episode 8 In an effort to be popular, Bart decapitates the statue of Springfield's founder. Episode 9 Marge faces a difficult decision when she falls for her bowling instructor. Episode 10 Bart uses a miniature camera to spy on a bachelor party Homer is attending. Episode 11 An exchange program sends Bart to France and an Albanian to Springfield. Episode 12 Krusty is accused of robbing the Quickie Mart, thanks to witness Homer Simpson, but Bart is convinced that his hero is innocent and with Lisa's help, sets out to prove it. Episode 13 Homer thwarts Bart and Lisa's efforts to bring the notorious babysitter bandit to justice. Thanks for watching. Also, I don't own any of the clips used in this video.